On the back side of our independent and dependent events, we're going to start with number 6. Because ultimately, the probability stuff you're going to run into is in this story problem kind of setting. During a soccer game, Mario makes approximately 2 goal points for every 5 of his shots on goal. What is the probability Mario's going to make 2 goal points, 2 shots in a row during the season? Well, is this one independent or dependent? Because it totally matters. When you're making free throws, if I'm a 70% free throw shooter, if I make one, does that make me more or less likely to make the next one? More, less. If I'm a 70% free throw shooter, does that change much? No, you stay pretty consistent unless you do something dramatically different, like practice free throws for multiple hours. So it stays pretty much the same. If you typically do something, it's going to typically stay the same. So is this independent or dependent if his probability is going to probably stay the same? What is it? It's independent. Because unless you do something dramatically different, like do a ton of practicing, it's going to stay the same. So what's the probability on shot 1 that he's going to make a goal? What's the probability that on shot 1 he's going to make a goal? Says the... No, what does it say in this story problem? How many does he normally make? 2 out of 5. So I'm going to write 2 out of 5, the fraction, right? It's helpful. You don't have to. On shot 2, does anything change? Does shot 2, does it change? If it's independent, what's the probability he's going to make a shot on goal? It's still 2 out of 5. You are right. Good work. How do I figure out what his probability is? What am I going to do, Destiny? I multiplied. There are no factors. So it's 4 out of 25. Or about 16%. Not so hot. You'll make 4 out of 25 attempts. I'm with you, Mrs. Smith. Let's do 4. And 3, 4, and 5 deal with this story problem up here. So Inger keeps her white and black chess pieces in separate bags. For each color, there are 8 pawns, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, 2 knights, a queen, and a king. How many pieces are there in each bag? How many are there in each bag?
17.
Nope. What is it? 16 pieces. So there are 16 pieces in each bag. We are going to have to be careful readers. If they're asking about each bag, we're going to use the number 16. If they're asking about a grand total, we'd use 32. One has white pieces and one has black pieces. And in our chess set at home, we have a white bag and a black bag. And we keep it unless someone messes it up. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? Are the events of drawing a bishop from the white pieces and drawing a queen from the same bag dependent or independent? If I draw a bishop from my white pieces and a queen from the exact same bag, is that independent or dependent? If I'm taking one, independent or dependent? Marcus, tell me why you think it's dependent. You are right. Good. Because, and you have to explain it, we're taking a piece out. Which then does what? If I take a piece out, that means it changes the denominator, or how many total there are. Your ticket out the door today. Oh, 5th hour, they're so sneaky. They snuck out without having to define independent or dependent. Little turds. You are going to either have to tell me what the independent or the dependent is, and I get to pick, and you have to tell me. So no both.
You know what you should do?
Yell at them.
Go find them.
Are we done?
Yeah,
Are we done? Are we done? We are so not done. What else do we have to do? Find the probability. So, what's the likelihood we're going to pick the bishop out? How many bishops are there? 2 out of how many? 2 out of how many pieces are there? 16. I'm going to reduce that one to lowest terms already. With me so far?
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah?
That you said
Okay.
that.
Now, I'm hanging on to the bishop. How many ways can I get the queen? How many queens are there? One. Out of how many pieces are there?
15.
I'm hanging on to one.
15.
There's 15. Because I have one in my hand. Do you see why I do this? Because otherwise you people are going to forget the denominator. I told you. Don't be that 7th grader. Some 7th grader will always forget to change their denominator. Don't be that person. So the top's easy. The bottom's 120. Trust me, it's the 3rd time I've done it today.